Hey everybody, my name's Creepy Baby, and I want to tell you how you can finish your lab for the tragedy of the commons. You know, we need to start by making our graphs about our data. And so if we go to Google Sheets and type in our data, we can make a graph. Now we don't need to type in every single measurement we took. What we need to type in round two, etc., and so forth. Once we have that typed in, we can get ready to insert our chart. So we're going to go to Insert, oops, wrong. We need to highlight this set of data right here. Now notice that I went ahead and also labeled the columns, which one was no communication and which one we allowed communication in. Once we have all this highlighted, we can go to Insert, Chart. And this time what we want to do is we want to make a line chart. Now I'm not going to make you sit through watching me fix all the axes, but remember, in any good graph in this class, you need to have a title, and you need to label the horizontal axis and the vertical axis. The horizontal axis is going to be labeled time, and keep in mind that the way you do that is you come over here to Customize, and you come down here to horizontal axis, and so the title of the horizontal axis is going to be time, and then the vertical axis, if you have to do an advanced edit, you can do that. The vertical axis under Customize, we should call that number of fish. Now the chart title itself, I'm going to let you pick that one, but make sure that it relates to what the graph represents. Keep in mind that we were fishing in a model pond in our classroom. Hint, hint. So we've got our graph. Make sure you do all the parts we need here. And obviously you can see in round one with no communication, you all killed yourselves. But in round two, especially since the fact that I started you out with 18 fish that time, if you managed your resource effectively, you notice how the resource actually grows over time. And then you can actually increase the sustainable yield. Let's look at the conclusion and some of the things we're supposed to write in there. Obviously remember to copy and paste this into your lab report. This is the analysis section. The measurements you took was the data section. As we look at the conclusion guidelines, the first and second bullets are really just you reporting on your experience during the experiment. Did anybody in your group take too many fish? As I looked around the room, it looks like that was a definitely yes. So just respond to these questions right here. And the third bullet, again, just respond to your personal experience in the lab. But then I want to focus on this question with you guys. Is it possible to maximize the number of fish caught and the number of fish remaining in the pond at the same time? The answer to that question is yes. Do not get this one wrong. The answer to that question is yes, it is possible to maximize the number of fish caught and the number of fish remaining. That was what the whole point of your plan was in the second round. You guys made a plan so that everybody could catch enough fish, yet you left enough to reproduce. And so you saw that even if you left an extra fish or two in there, it could reproduce, and those numbers added up over the years to where eventually you could catch 3 fish, and that was a sustainable yield. The reason why it is possible to maximize the harvest and maximize the reproductions when you do one very important thing. Hey guys, you have to make your consumption decisions based on a resource's rate of renewal. That's right, Creepy Baby. Hit pause. Alright, now look. Make a sentence now. If this doesn't show up in your lab report as a smooth flowing sentence, I'll just know you copied the card. As you continue your conclusion, pick one of these examples of a common resource that young people might use, such as parking lot, common rooms, social rooms at the dorm, bathrooms, video games, etc. In what situations can overuse degrade those resources? Be sure to give that example, and then also give an example of a management plan that everybody could agree on that would keep these resources from being degraded. Once again, pick one of these local commons, the example of a common young people use, give an example of how it could be degraded by overuse, how its quality could suffer, and then give an example of a management policy that could keep that from happening, just like we did in our lab. Then finally, do the same thing for real life. In our introduction, we talked about things like overfishing or grazing land or logging as natural resources that could suffer the tragedy of the commons. What management plans could be used for those? Now keep in mind, in class yesterday we watched the rangelands video where they talked about how to manage ranges, and so if you guys go to PB Works and you guys go to class products, you can use these resources right here where it says natural resources, and there it is, rangelands and grazing. There's those resources for you to use. So make sure that you get your lab report all the way completed, and make sure that it's a good quality product, and hope to make it easy reading when you turn it in. Bye everybody!